All right. We're doing another quiz. We are now doing the psychosis spectrum, and I have a face cam now. I'm going to try my best to look into the lens and not the screen. I need to look there, not there, there. Attention, this test provides information on psychosis symptoms for educational purposes only. As is and should not be, sure, why not? All right. Question 1 of 50. Oh boy. There are times when it seems like I am not feeling anything at all. Oh, it's like a. Oh, okay. I was like, oh god, you can do like a decimal, but no. I feel like I'm not feeling anything at all. So, like, dissociating, I have had that, but it's not often. Others would say that I make up my own words or phrases which are difficult to understand. No. There are times when others cannot understand why I have suddenly become inactive or paralyzed. No. Social situations make me anxious. People say it is hard to follow my associations or lines of thought when I am speaking. I have very convoluted lines of thought, but I don't share them with people. So I'm gonna keep it in the middle. I don't know. There are people who are talking about me or following me around. Man, I hate that I kind of feel like that. I try my best to tell myself that it's not real, but I can't help it having some paranoia. Others remark that it's hard for them to sense my mood. I don't think so. I go through phases where I isolate myself, not answering calls or replying to messages from my friends and family. I don't do that. I get so. I mean, I take breaks from the internet sometimes, but like, I don't just suddenly like disappear. I'll probably tell people, I'm taking a few days off. I get so anxious about things that I experience heart palpitations, chest tightness, or racing thoughts. Okay, and or I get racing thoughts, heart palpitations, chest tightness. I don't really. Those are not the symptoms of anxiety that I get. I don't get the chest, heart palpitations. No. Chest tightness. I mean, no. Racing thoughts. I guess a little bit. I repeatedly decline most invitations I get to social. Yeah, I do. I am almost always anticipating that something very bad will happen. Yeah, I am. I get so afraid of things that I feel as if I had to sit down or lean against something to avoid falling. I've had that a couple times. I don't know. I find it difficult to trace out the path of my own thoughts. Example, to understand how one thought in my mind leads to the next. No, no. I can I will think of something, or it's like, okay, I'll tell someone something and then immediately tell them something seemingly unrelated, but I could very easily trace the like quick weird path of connections I got to that. No, I can do that. I believe there are people out there who can control what I think and feel. No. I go through bouts where I feel as if I've lost the ability to experience joy. That has not happened to me very much. Lost the ability to experience joy. No. Even in my lowest points, I can find something funny or whatever. I have melded spiritually with the minds of very important people. No. I have been touched by someone or something even while I was completely alone. No, I haven't had that. I pretend to be happy even though I am not in order to avoid probing questions. I do that often. Right now, I am happy, but there have been times where I pretend to be happy. I am able to communicate with a person, spirit, or entity that no one else can hear. No. People say that my eyes are dead or devoid of expression. Nobody has said that. When I am talking, it is difficult for me to get other people to understand my meaning. I don't think so. I sometimes find myself unexpectedly doing or saying things. Unexpectedly? No, I'm a bit of a planner. I am constantly worried and fearful that something bad will happen. Did we not have this question already? This is the same question again, is it not? I talked about this. Others have been surprised or shocked at my unpredictable actions or responses to things. I don't think so. I have several beliefs about reality and nature of things that nobody else seems to believe in. I don't know. I don't have a lot of beliefs in that sense. I go through phases where any kind of meal that I eat just tastes bland. No, I'm a bit of a foodie. I like flavor. I have periods where I tell others that I am terribly busy or sick when in reality all I'm doing is isolating myself at home. Okay, I've taken a few sick days where it's like, I just cannot go into work today. It's a mental health day. It's called that and you're allowed to take them. I've taken mental health days, but not often. I've taken a couple. Others tell me that I tend to say the same thing over and over again. I used to repeat myself a lot as a kid. I would say the same thing over and over again. I talked about this in the last video about how when I'm alone, I basically just ramble on and on to myself constantly. And sometimes I do get stuck in like an autistic loop of just saying the same like line of dialogue over and over again. Something I find funny or I find the pronunciation satisfying or whatever. But like they don't say that, but the fact that I know to myself that I do say the same thing over and over again, that I'll say yes. My friends are planning some action against me behind my back. Man, ask me this question in high school. I would have had a different answer, but I still, unfortunately, feel the after effects of that. So yeah, I feel that way. I can see things that others cannot see. So, like hallucinations, but somebody who would say this, in all honesty, wouldn't think they're hallucinations. They think they're real, right? I have had weird hallucinations, but nothing, like, extreme. I'll be like sitting at my desk here and then I'll like in the corner of my eye I'll see like a black dot and I think, oh, there's a spider on the wall. Something moves in the very corner of my vision and I'm like, oh, and then there's nothing there and I'm like, well, what was that? It's not like there's a guy behind me. It's like I always assume it's like a spider on the wall and I'm like, nope, there's nothing there. I don't know what that was. So how about a soft yes? Words are made up of similar sounding or rhyming sounds, seem closely related to me, even though others say they are not in fact related. Okay, well, like, I'm a big fan of wordplay and, like, rhyming and stuff like that. So, yeah, similar. What kind of what's their angle with this? Even though others say they are not in fact related. What? No, I guess? Others say that I laugh at things that are inappropriate or not funny. Well, I laugh at plenty of things that aren't funny, but is this going for like there's someone in the corner watching a video of a like live leak and laughing? No, that's not me. No. There are times when I do not leave my home for days on end. Well, if I'm not going anywhere, I don't leave. I don't know. There have been stretches of multiple days where I do not leave. I already left today. So, today is not one of those days. However, I don't know. Yeah, days on end. No, I leave. People have said that I speak in a monotonous voice. I hope not. I have a normal human voice. People do not believe me when I tell them about the things I see or hear. No, they all believe me. I can be happy one minute and angry or scared the next. No, that doesn't happen to me. I often seem to lose my train of thought when I'm trying to contemplate something. Well, I'm very scatterbrained, and I will tangent on tangent on tangent on tangent when I'm trying to think of something. But I get things done. I converse. I don't think so. I'm scatterbrained, but I don't like completely lose myself when I'm trying to think of something. I cannot trust what I'm thinking or seeing because I don't know if it's real. No, I think I'm in reality. I hope so. Others have often told me they cannot understand things I've written or said. That has not happened. I do have bad handwriting, though. Others say that I lose myself in unnecessary and excessive details when trying to explain things. I mean, lose myself. I'm very detailed, but there are people out there who try to poison my water or food. That's probably not happening, but I can't prove it. I go through long periods when the things or activities I normally enjoy offer me no pleasure at all. I mean, you get bored of stuff. I think this would have described me better a couple years ago, where I always had some weird obligation. Like, I felt like I had to be doing my hobbies even when I didn't like them. Like video games, I hardly ever play video games anymore because I kind of realized I really don't like playing a lot of them. Why do I keep forcing myself to do this every day? I don't know how to answer this question. I'm going to keep it in the middle. Others are plotting against me. Well, probably, but but like, I don't know. Yeah, probably. I have certain powers that others would not be able to understand. No. I hear voices or sounds that no one else can hear. Okay. This is going to sound weird. If it's really late at night or really early in the morning, it's like if you looked up like audience crowd sound effect on YouTube and you played that at like 1% volume behind my tinnitus. That's kind of what it sounds like. There's like distant chatter voices, but like I don't want to say I've heard voices, but like it happened a couple times when I was in college and had very terrible diet and didn't drink any water and got basically no sleep, and so I was always feeling like shit and very fatigued and exhausted and sleep deprived. It's when I'm sleep deprived, and yeah, weird stuff happens when you're sleep deprived. That's probably those spider hallucinations I've talked about too. It's when it's late at night and it's like 3 a.m. I'm still on my computer. So I think I think I can say I'm going to keep it in the middle because I can't say it hasn't happened, but it's not like you would expect. I find it difficult to express joy. I think I am typically a joyous person. I experience phases where sexual intercourse or physical intimacy barely makes me feel anything. I disagree with that. You have off days where it's just not working out, but you know, I think I haven't had this. The government is spying on me. If they ever were, they gave up because I was boring and cringe. There are times in my life when I miss school or work because I feel it's overwhelmingly important that I be myself. Huh? What? There are times in my life when I miss school or work because I feel it's overwhelmingly important that I be myself. Be by myself. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Like, skip school or like don't go into work. Not, oh man, I miss school. Remember those days? That's how I read the question. Was like, oh, I remember school. I miss that. I miss school because I feel it's important to be by myself. Okay. No. I tend to suddenly pause when I'm talking and then start talking and thinking about something else. I tend to suddenly pause when I'm talking and then start talking and thinking about something else. That's a poorly worded sentence, but I don't think so. I pause a lot when I talk because I'm trying to choose the correct words, and I notice that in my videos. I edit out a lot of silence between me finishing my sentences because I'm trying not to do it right now, but I'm always trying to think of the next thing to say, so I pause for like 10 seconds before I finish a sentence, and then I'm like, Christ, this whole waveform is just silence with little bursts in between, and I have to cut it down so I'm not weird. But that's not this. I'll put it here because I am scatterbrained, but, you know. Whoa. Folks, I think I'm anxious. I think anyone could have told me that. I could have told you that. But it looks like that's all I am. A little suspicion. I'm a little suspicious, and I'm anxious. This checks out. I am sure, yeah. I'm a very anxious person. I'm a very stressed and anxious person. So, very cool. My psychosis symptoms are low. My anxiety is high. Well, there you have it, folks. This is me. What should I make the thumbnail? The same picture, but like, it says psycho? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. All right, thanks for watching this video. I'm going to post this right now. I'm going to edit it first, but then I'll post it.